All right, guys. Today is Monday, December 19th, and I'm super excited for so many different reasons. Number one, we have an amazing speaker today. This man, oh my God, I can't wait to tell you a little bit about him. I don't know him that much, and I'm that much impacted by him. So imagine that. But before I turn it over to Michael, who's going to be sharing his heart with us today, I do want to talk about the two things. Number one, the health bet. If you plan to have any challengers on the health bet, make sure they make their purchases by December 29th in order for them to get their challenge packs by on time to start the health bet. As I already advised you last week, if your challenge groups are working on Facebook, be wise and just use the tracker exclusively for that to track the 5 Shakeology entries along with the 3 workouts that they need to do, but continue doing the support. Oh, I'm breaking out.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I've got you now. You were breaking up a little bit.
Okay, so continue to continue to use your challenge group if your challenge groups are working. Okay, super important. Number 2, I hope you listened to the National Wake Up Call. I hope you did, and I told you that I couldn't spill the beans on Friday, even though I wanted to. I hope you felt Card Deichler's heart and passion the way I felt it on Friday when he shared with us, the leaders, about the innovative decision that he made. And literally, that is the perfect word to share, to say this that he did is innovative. This is not, even though I want to tell you that even though they're saying it's limited time, it will be limited time. We might have it later on, but in a different capacity. Some things will change. However, you want to take advantage of this. I am going to be posting in our team page sometime this week. I am on vacation, so I'm trying to honor my husband's time being on vacation and still be here for the team. But I am going to share a few ideas on how I'm going to market this, how I'm going to talk to people, so you guys can have access to that as well. I am going to tell you this, and then I'll turn it over to Michael because I want to honor his time, just so you can start brainstorming on this. If you think about it, the cost of this challenge pack is $199. Shakeology, it's $130 alone, which means that you can literally tell people you're paying $5 a month, basically, for this membership. 5 times 12 is 60. 60 plus 130, hello. That's the $200 right there. So if you market this very well, in which I'm going to create a nice script for you guys, and I'm going to give it to you, I really do think that, especially with how, with the newer coaches, Alex, Sujay, Barbara, Jessica, we've been talking about doing this ongoing challenge group. You know how we said, let's go ahead and do what I shared with you guys. I think this is a perfect opportunity to get people on board and give them a sneak peek on what this is. So we'll talk more about this later this week, but I'm super excited. That's all I'm going to say. When I found out on Friday, when I went live on the team page, I told you guys, I'm not going to spill the beans because they told us we had to have integrity. And I want you guys to hear directly from Card Deichler. I want you to hear his heart and passion. So I hope you guys listen to it. And we'll talk more about it. So no biggie. Just wanted to make sure that I emphasize that if you didn't listen to National Wake Up Call, you must. So without further ado, I am going to share a few things about Michael. So Michael is Ali's coach, and he hasn't been coaching that long, and I'll let him talk to you guys a little bit about himself, whatever. But I am going to tell you this. Number one, he is super successful in his business. He is the Team Thrive Rising Star of 2016. He has lost 60 pounds, and his challenge group has about 70 people in it. He has a very small team of working coaches, and he's going to share about, that in itself. He's earning currently about $1,000 a month, and he hasn't been coaching that long. And you know what? He's a professional photographer. And I love that detail because a lot of people think that you can't be in the arts or you can't be in something completely different and still be a fitness coach and a very successful business coach. A fitness coach. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to Michael, and tonight we're going to learn a little bit about him and what he's going to share with us. So, Michael, take it away.
Thank you, Melanie. Thanks so much for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity to share with your team. I love your team name because, you know, faith really is what this is all about in our own fitness journeys and in our ability to share with other people. Having faith in what we're doing and having faith in instilling faith in other people, right? So it's just a perfect sort of synergy in terms of what I'm going to talk about tonight with you guys. And as Melanie said, I've been doing this since April, so I'm pretty much a baby coach like you guys, and I'm not a 15-star diamond coach, okay? And I think that's really important. Oftentimes, I love the National Wake Up Call. I listen to it every week, but we hear all these people who are super successful, and it's really easy for us to sit there and go, oh, well, sure, they can, but how does that apply to me? So I want you guys to know that I am just like you, okay? I'm just a brand new coach. I started in April, but I have passion for this and a love for this. I'm a proof of the product. It has changed my life, my body, and my mind, and I really think about it in that sort of trifecta way. And because of that, I've been able to be, you know, to achieve a level of success because I have a real passion for it and a connection with my purpose for it. And it's not my full-time job. It may become my full-time job, but I really love my photography, and I have a name in that business, and I you know, some notoriety, whatever, and I've been doing it for a long time. So I love that, and I love that I can do both. And when you talk about being mutually exclusive, Melanie, I love that because it's really not. And I get this from people all the time. They say, oh, are you still a photographer? And it makes me laugh because it's like, what if I took up tennis? Would you ask me if I was still a photographer? Like, you know, I brush my teeth every day, right? I'm still a photographer, right? I take a shower every day. I'm still a photographer. It's the same thing. I look at fitness and healthy eating exactly like that. It's preventative maintenance. It's what you need to do. It's like putting gas in your car. It's like changing, you know, making sure that you have your oil changed and enough air in your tires and all of that. That's what the lifestyle is. It's a lifestyle. It's not about the fitness. It's about everything else that the fitness does for your life. Right? That's the message that I preach, and that's how I position it, and that's how I share it. Because you know, great. Oh, so you have big biceps. Well, who cares? But you know, what does that mean to me? You know, what can I do? Can I run down the street without pulling a hamstring? Can I pick up a bag of groceries without pulling my lower back? You know, although can I walk when I'm 80 years old? Can I walk? Can I go for a walk with my grandkids? That's what I'm selling. That's the message that I preach. So let's dive into this, and we'll talk a little bit about the outgrowth of why Melanie asked me to do this and what I want to share with you guys. So let's see if I can make this work. Okay, so we're going to share this desktop. I'm going to move this screen over here and share my desktop. Now, why am I not getting a, there we go, share screen. Okay, are you guys seeing my screen? Melanie? Yes? Okay. I guess now I've made it big. Give thumbs up on the big size. Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm not sure if I can still hear your audio or not. Do I get your audio or no?
I muted myself. That's
okay, good. All right. Just so I know how this works. Okay, perfect. All right. So I posted this video. You know, I want you to know that there are going to be peaks and valleys in your business. And, you know, I've been a very unstable diamond for a while, even so much so that my main coach, my first emerald, my second emerald, dropped off and went completely MIA, and you know, I lost my diamond, right? So that's what sort of was the impetus for me to post this video, and I called it "I'm Still Here" because it's all about leading from the front, and it's like, no matter what, like I've got challengers who drop off, I've got coaches who drop off, but it really, you know, I had to do a mind shift because you could be really bummed out about that, and you could say, you could throw up your hands and you could say, oh, well, you know, it's all pointless. Like, why am I doing this? It's not working. But the fact is, as long as you're still there, as long as you're still leading from the front, as long as you're still showing up, as long as you're still proof that the products work and you're doing all the things that we're going to talk about, it doesn't matter because you're still there. And it's kind of that if you build it, they will come mentality. As long as you keep showing up and as long as you keep doing your thing with passion, with authenticity, you know, with heart, it doesn't matter. All those people, I could lose every person that I have, and as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and hopefully that wouldn't happen, but as long as I know in my heart and in my mind that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, it really doesn't matter because you can't control other people. All that you can try and do is engender the same passion that you have for your challengers and your coaches, and hope that they will follow you, and will hope that they will find their own voice and their own passion. But ultimately, you can't control people. So it's really easy to get dragged down by what other people are doing, by other people's excuses, by other people's lack of vision, etc. So you really have to stay true to your goal. So it's all about taking the long view, right? So you have to have realistic expectations, because a lot of people I know, they've been doing this for 6 months and they think that they should be $100,000 business. And I don't know where else that works, but it's never worked in any other business for me like that. I've been a photographer for 40 years. It takes time to realize results. It takes work. You can't expect things to happen overnight. And when things are sucking, you have to embrace it. You have to embrace the suckage. I always say that to myself, because things will suck no matter what. Things will be tough. You will have obstacles. You will have things get in your way. Every business has peaks and valleys. And it's at those times when, instead of pulling back and getting disillusioned and disheartened, that's the time that you have to lean in. That's the time that you have to give it that extra mile, that you have to ask yourself a whole series of questions, which we're going to go over, and commit to recommit, make that extra effort, because either what you're doing isn't working, or you need to, change what you're doing, or you just need to really look at what you're doing and make sure you're doing everything that you can. It's like, how badly do you want it? What is your level of commitment? Clearly, the more time and the more energy, the more results that you're going to get. We tell people all the time, well, you can do this in an hour in a day. Well, of course you can, but then you're going to get hour-a-day results, right? So if you want a $100,000 a year business, clearly that's not going to be an hour a day, right? If you're just doing it to replace your Shakeology expense, fine, that makes sense. But those really are not my goals. But my goals are to make this something really big, because I have really big passion about this, because I believe in it, because it's worked for me so well. So we all need to learn how to overcome objections and excuses, to be bigger than other people's excuses, because they can really drag you down. So for me, it's refocusing, and it's reminding myself that, hey, you know what, even though they don't see it and they can't get it, like, I know this. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing this stuff every day. I'm eating clean. I'm using my portion control containers. I'm drinking my Shakeology. I use the performance line. I'm doing these workouts. I'm committing to programs from start to finish, and I'm sharing. I'm doing all the things. Mostly, there are things you'll see on this list that I need to do better, and that hopefully we can both do better. I'm not perfect by any means, but these are the things that I think about and that I try and bring to bear in my own mindset, right? So as I say, coaches and challengers will go inactive at MIA. You can count on that. And so you need to be prepared for that and not let it drag you down. Failing is part of succeeding. If you look at every successful entrepreneur, bar none, they've all failed endlessly. Michael Jordan, Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs, and on. There are lists that you can look up, and you can see how many times all of these people failed and failed and failed and failed again, and then finally achieved success, because they took the long view, because they were consistent and persistent, and consistency and persistence win the day all the time. They will win far more than anything else. If you just keep showing up, you will succeed. I guarantee you that. So if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Action creates results, good or bad. You may not be getting the results that you want, but if you're not taking action, you're not going to get any results at all. So I'm a big proponent of taking action. If you're feeling stuck, action is the best medicine that you have, without a doubt. So if you're showing up, you're heading in the right direction, right? So my approach is to speak from the heart. Be about helping people more than anything else. Be authentic, be real, be vulnerable, be passionate. Promote the health and fitness lifestyle and what it does for you. Like I said, that's what I preach. I'm all about how great it makes me feel, what I'm able to do. Was I able to go on that ski trip? Did I go snowboarding? Did I just go on that hike that I couldn't do before? All of those things. Do I have the energy to keep up with my kids that I didn't have before? Am I fitting into some new clothes that I love? All of that stuff. Am I feeling energized because of some amazing food that I just prepared and sharing that? All that stuff. Love on your coaches and challengers like they've never been loved on before. Those things are huge. When you show someone that kind of love and commitment, they're blown away. I'm telling you, they are blown away. They can't even believe it. Like, they're like, this guy, like, I haven't bought any, I haven't purchased anything from this guy in 6 months, and I'm in his challenge group, and he loves me, and he's supporting me. Like, who is this? And then they bring their cousin, and they bring their sister, and they bring their mother. I mean, it's not about selling stuff. It's about helping people. So you need to connect your passion, your purpose with your passion, right? Share your journey, and there's no shame in your game. A lot of times I speak with coaches, and they tell me that it's not working for them. And I say, well, what's going on? Like, are you sharing your journey? And they're a little bit tentative about it, and they're a little intimidated about the social media thing. And I just have to say, like, did this work for you? Have you gotten these results? Have you lost this weight? Are you feeling strong? Do you have strength? Do you have flexibility? Do you have balance? You have all the things that you want. And the answer is always yes. Then what's the hesitation in sharing it? I say there's no shame in your game. I have no problem screaming about this from the rooftops to anyone who'll listen, and with lots of people who won't listen. But I'm always out there preaching this because I believe in it, and you have to have that belief. If you have that passion and that belief, there is nothing that is more a better asset for you than that, than a true belief in what you're doing, right? So it starts with belief in the product and a desire to share. So here's my before and after, and this really is what it's all about. I've been a gym rat for 30 years. I tried all sorts of stuff, in and out. Eventually I ended up 50 pounds overweight, and this got me the results better than any gym I've ever been to for, elliptical and treadmill and hours from, lifting weights and just eating time and all the rest of it. So this is an easy evangelize for me, as I'm sure it is for you guys. I'm sure you have these same results too. That's why we're doing this, right? So, you should think about how connected are with your mission and your passion and desire to help other people. A genuine desire to help people and a passion for what you're sharing are your biggest assets. If you really make it about helping people and not about success club or rank, you'll be way more successful and way more joyful, right? You can really lose your joy in this if you just focus on the numbers. And with a genuine desire to help people, success kind of just happens organically. I've seen it firsthand. If you really are about helping people, the numbers will happen. I'm telling you, they will. So it's really important for you to ask yourself questions and set goals. One of the questions that I ask myself every day is, what have I done for my business today? And it's really important to remind myself, either I do it in the morning or at night or sometimes both, because it keeps you on track. It's a way of checking yourself and saying, okay, well, maybe I didn't do my best today, and I need to, get back on it tomorrow because I really didn't do what I needed to do today. So as our own business owners, we need to be our own managers. We all have worked these desk jobs where we have our managers that we complain about. Well, you need to start complaining about yourself. You need to be your own taskmaster. You need to really make sure that you're on point. You need to be putting your fitness first, and you need to remember that it's a relationship business and it's about helping people. So I'm always on the phone. I'm not one of these text message people. I get people on the phone the minute that I can. I'm on the phone with them because I want that personal connection. I want to cultivate and build that relationship, right? Again, and then leading by example. Lead from the front and lead with your heart. It means showing up. Do people know you're showing up? Are you proof that the products work? Are you drinking your Shakeology every day? Are you using your portion control containers? These are all the questions, and we're going to have a whole list of them. And I want you to know, again, that I'm not perfect, and sometimes I miss these things, but these are all the things that I think about and that I ask myself, and that I want you, if you're doing all these things, then great, but if you're not, I want you to come back to this presentation and look at these items and ask yourself, are you doing these things? Because these are truly what are going to be the difference between your succeeding and not succeeding, okay? Are you doing your daily workouts? Are you committing publicly to doing programs from start to finish? Are you using your wear and share? Are you proof that the products work? I mean, there might be a little redundancy in here I'm seeing, but it's good to repeat it. Are you showing up every day? Do people know you're showing up? Are you drinking your Shakeology every day? Are you using your portion control? I'm sorry, guys, there's a little bit of redundancy in here. Let's see, you're listening to the National Wake Up Call every week. You got to do that. Are you up to date on all the current challenge pack offers? Are you familiar with all the programs Beachbody offers? I know a lot of coaches that I work with, they got one program, they did it, and that's what they start to recommend for everyone. It's really important that you know what's available, because if you don't do that, you're not really being the best advocate that you can be for the people who are coming to you. You need to be able to recommend the best programs for that particular person, not just a boilerplate thing. That's the beautiful thing about Beachbody, is there's really something for everyone. So go and use those marketing assets that you have in the Coach Online office. You can read about all of the programs. There are sneak peek workouts for every single program that's available. Now with this new offer that Carl just talked about today, you can pay for the year and have every program at your disposal to try one of the workouts, or try a lot of them. But you really need to familiarize yourself with all of the products and what they do so that you can speak with more authority about everything that's offered, right? Are you connected with your why? Oh no, here's another one. Are you telling people you meet in person what you do? Wherever I go, I always, and this is where Wear and Share comes in as well, I'm always working into the conversation what I do as a Beachbody coach. And it just comes up, but I always make sure that it does. If I'm at the supermarket, people always say to me, wow, you eat really healthy. And I say, oh, well, actually, yeah, I actually help people do this, and I help people live a healthy lifestyle. And it just starts these conversations, and the Wear and Share helps with that as well. But right now it's the holidays. We're going to parties and seeing people that we haven't seen in a long time, and they look at you and they say, wow, you look great. You look really healthy. You have so much energy. What are you doing? And that's your opportunity to have conversations with people in a non-salesy way. Again, just to share, well, actually, I'm doing this Beachbody stuff, and it's amazing. I've lost X amount of weight, and I feel great. Oh, really? Well, I want to do that too. And right away, oh, are you on Facebook? And all of a sudden, you've got this, relationship happening. So definitely always, be sharing what you're doing. Let people know. Don't just assume that they know what you're doing or feel tentative about telling people what you're doing. And most of the time they're going to ask you, wow, you look good. What are you doing? Are you connected with your why, or do you need to reconnect? So it's really important to, why are you in this? Why are you doing this? For me, that's an easy question to answer. But if you need to think about that and you're not feeling the passion, you're not feeling connected with it, you need to really sit down and get back to that, because that is really what's going to be, again, your biggest asset. That's what's going to help you, take your business to the next level and to help more and more people, right? Are you doing your personal development? Are you checking in with your challengers and coaches on a weekly basis? Are you rewarding your challengers and coaches for their success? And that doesn't mean it has to be something big. It can be just recognition on a leaderboard or on a team page. It can be sending a challenger a 21-day fix hat when they hit their weight goal. It can be any number of things, a personal note, a card to them. You've got all of that, their address information in your office. You could just send them a quick card. It could be any number of things, but it's really important. I check in with my people on a weekly basis, every one of them, and I say, hey, just checking in. How are you doing? Does it take time? Of course it does. But they're blown away. They can't believe it. Like, wow, really? And it keeps them coming back, right? Are you cultivating a winning team culture with your coaches? Are you letting them know what your vision is? Are you leading from the front, again, with your coaches, and really letting them know what this is about, why you're doing this, why they're doing this, what your team is really about? Are you practicing the 4 vital behaviors, right? They're there for a reason, and I'm telling you, they work. And I know that it's outside your comfort zone. It's outside my comfort zone. Are you inviting 3 new people a day? None of us want to do it, but it works, right? And I don't do it every day, but I try. And when I don't, I ask again, what have I done for my business today? And I realize, well, you know what? I need to get back to that, because I'm in one of those peaks, or I'm in one of those valleys. And I'm seeing why I'm in one of those valleys, because I haven't been doing my inviting. And you need to do the inviting. When you do, I'm telling you, when you do all of this stuff, there's a direct relationship. You see the results, and it reminds you. It's like, okay, wow, this stuff really works. Like, I really need to be doing this. So, are you inviting people who like and or comment on your Facebook and Instagram posts? Just because someone hasn't commented, I'd say 95% of the people that I work with are people who only liked a post. And I reach out to them, I message them, just because they liked, not because they commented. And that has created a relationship, and that has gotten them on their journey, right? Are you rekindling old relationships daily? That's another really important thing. Are you commenting on potential coach and challenger social media posts, right? So are you going in and looking at people's social media feeds and, finding commonality, finding things to talk about, engaging them so that you're on their feed, so that they're following you, they're seeing your posts. With Facebook, you really need to be doing that. Are you talking about the coaching opportunity on social media? I know some people are more comfortable talking about the challenger aspect, challenge group aspect, but not the coaching aspect. So, you want to be sharing that as well, because hopefully it's doing really great things for you in your life financially. I know another $1,000 a month definitely is a nice thing around our house. So I'm sure that, you've seen benefits from doing this in your business, right? Are you inviting potential challengers and coaches to the sneak peeks? And then are you following up? Are you utilizing the amazing training assets and resources available in Team Thrive Academy? There are just a ton. And again, I ask these questions because there are coaches that I work with who I know that they're not. And I keep having to think to myself, well, this stuff is all there, and there are other teams who don't have these resources. They don't have all the assets for challenge groups. They don't have an academy that's going to walk them step by step and teach them every step of the way. I don't know many other businesses that do that for you, that mentor you like that and give you all those, assets, all those tools. It really is a resource, and it's there for you, but it's up to you. The academy can't do it alone, and we can't do it alone. We need you to dig in and use all that stuff and put it into action, right? Have you created an email list and started using an email company such as MailChimp, right? And how are you keeping your people up to date? Are you coaches and challengers about all relevant Beachbody news, new programs, offers, BOD exclusives, etc., right? Really important. Like, are you using your page to let people know that there are new fixate recipes that were just posted? Are you using your page to let people know that there are new offers, like the $99 for the year membership, and now this new offer from Carl, like, how about that there are new workouts for 21-day fix or new workouts for core to force? Are you letting people know about that stuff? If they don't know, that's all stuff that could go in an email. It's all stuff that could go on your page. One way or another, you need to be constantly in front of your people, letting them know, supporting them, helping them, motivating them, and inspiring them, right? Are you goal setting every week or every month or every year? Without a plan, you're kind of flying blind, right? Do your people really know you've got them no matter what, that they can count on you, that you love them for real? And that is really, really important. Your people need to know that you have their back and that you are there for them no matter what. And my people know that, and that's why they know that they can hop on a phone call with me anytime. I'm super available for them. And because of that, I have cultivated this really beautiful group of challengers who've seen incredible results. I've got people down 40, 50 pounds, and they're doing amazing. So social media questions. This is our main platform for getting our message out there. So are you being authentic and vulnerable with your social media? That is really important. Do we have a question? I'm seeing, is there a comment? I just see a little note here. One.
No, it was just me saying that's good. Relationship is key.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Are you sharing a variety of lifestyle posts daily? Fitness, healthy eating, family, faith, etc. There are no shortage of topics available to you. This is another sticking point that a lot of people have, is fear of posting, and then questions about, well, what do I post? I don't know what to post. There's so many things to post about. Again, you post about your fitness. You post about something that you cooked. I post pictures of the groceries that I go shopping. I call it my healthy haul. You can post about your family, because fitness allows you to do things with your family, about your faith, etc. There's no shortage of topics to post about. I post a picture every day of my sweaty mug, doing my workout, and it's my accountability, letting my people know that, hey, I showed up. Is that the most exciting, compelling content? No, but it really doesn't matter, because it's my way of letting people know I'm doing this. I'm in the game. I'm showing up. And if you don't like seeing my sweaty mug, then you can unfollow me. But for the people who care and the people who want to be inspired, it means a lot to them, and they let me know that. I know that people watch that, and I've gotten challengers and coaches because of it, because they're like, you are so inspiring, you've helped me. And there are some people who are just, they go out and they do something on their own and they let me know, you inspired me. So one way or the other, you're inspiring people and you're having an impact on people's lives, and that's really what this is all about. So sharing your daily journey is really important. How many times a day are you posting? Are you getting that one that bare minimum a day? Are you skipping days? So that's going to impact you. It's all about consistency and persistence. so I try to have like 4 a day, and sometimes I get 2, but at a minimum it's 1. But I try and start off with a motivational post, and I'll post something about food, I'll post something about lifestyle, and then a fitness post, me doing my workout or a sweaty selfie, so every day, people know that they can count on me, that I'm reliable, that I'm there, and like a rock, that no matter what, Corsentino is there and he's doing it. He's in the game. And so they can hang their hat on that, and they know when they fall off, when they fall down, when they've had an off day, they see me doing it, and the next day they come back because they know that, I'm there doing it, and that if I can do it, they can do it. And that's the whole thing. That's what it's all about. If I can do it, you can do it. That's what I'm preaching. Right? So do you have a plan? Do you have a strategy? Maybe you're not a strategy plan person, and maybe you like to fly blind and you're good that way. But if you're not, then you need to have a plan. And you need to make sure that you have those posts ready to go, or if you're more of an off-the-cuff person like I am, as long as you're doing it one way or the other, you need to be doing it, because that is going to give you the results that you want. If you're not doing it, your results are going to suffer. So where are you posting? Where's the lion's share of your audience? Where are you working on cultivating that audience? Are you on Facebook mostly? Are you on Instagram mostly? Are you doing a little bit of both? And then on both, now you can live stream on Instagram. Are you live streaming? And if so, how often? I would argue that you should be live streaming once a week. And you should be speaking from the heart, and you should be speaking authentically, and you could be doing workouts. You could be sitting down and doing a heart-to-heart about why people need to be doing this and what this does for you. You could be sharing challenge or success stories. You could be sharing struggles and talking about whatever it is that you find challenging and how you overcome them. And you could say, you could talk about how you didn't want to work out this today, but you did it, and you got in and you kicked butt, and how good that makes you feel, and you know that other people are feeling this way, and that you're there for them, and you got them, and you can do it together. That together you can win, right? So live streaming is huge. You'll see a difference in the level of engagement that you get with live streams versus static posts is off the charts. I do a static post, and I get maybe 30 likes on a good day. I do a live stream, and maybe 20 people will look at it live, but then I get hundreds and hundreds of views after the fact. So live streams are very, very powerful, as well as just regular video, but live stream is even more. So in closing, I still want to say just relax and lean in, right? If you're doing all these things that we talked about on this list, then and it's going slowly, then just relax, because you're doing everything that you can. But if you're not, I want you to use this list of questions and recommit. You don't have to do everything on this list, but do something every day, because I'm telling you, if you build it, they will come. So keep doing what you're doing, or dig back in, because consistency and persistency win every time. So be in it for the long game. I know you guys can do this. I know you're awesome, and we're all in this to help people. So just get out there and help people. This is the end of the year. This is the time to push. This is the time to help people be bigger than their excuses, to help people, even if they say, oh, I'll do it next year, then that's great. Let's get you set up for next year. Let's get you set up. So just do the best that you can, swing for the fences, and as long as you're doing that and you're really in it and you're doing the best that you can, that's all you can do. That's all I got.
Thank you, Michael. That was so awesome. Before we let you go, I just want to make sure, can you stop sharing screen for a moment?
Yep.
So I can see if anyone has any questions. Let's see. I know a lot of our people are muted. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? I am going to tell you, that you made a point, especially when you said if you're doing these things, then it's just going slow. And it happens, especially in this season. And I've been telling my team, listen, December is one of the hardest seasons in the company, period. Because people are focused on Christmas gifts. They're not focusing on their health. They're focusing on spending the money elsewhere. That's a fact. But something you said, if you're not doing these things, then just pick up one thing at a time. So,
right.
I know it's easy, and especially with our new coaches. We have some new coaches that are hungry and dying to crush their business. And I'm
right.
teaching them everything. And I'm like, Just do what you can. I get it. Like most people, it's like they started in the best part of the business, because I truly believe when you start in November, it's the best part, but it can also, it's like, it could be the best and the worst depending on how it goes, because
Sure.
December is really a hard month. But
it is. I'm here to tell you that I'm at Success Club 2. I'm at 2 Success Club points, and it can turn around in a day. It happened this morning, okay? And tonight I'm getting off this call, and I have a call with a potential challenger. So, it's like you have to, like my friend used to always say, simmer down, teapot. You have to simmer down. It's like you have to just chill, take a chill pill and relax, because it doesn't happen overnight. And this November won't be the same as next November, right? It's like, it's a building process. People give your business time. In no other business can you just like expect that you're going to be an overnight success. It doesn't happen. There are no such things as overnight successes. Even in entertainment, when these people all of a sudden come out and they're like huge successes, they've been at it for 20 years. You have to be realistic with your expectations. And I know we all want to just like charge and have all this big success. And then, when it doesn't happen, we're crestfallen and we're like, oh, this isn't working, but it's not realistic. It's not realistic.
It's not. And you know what? And those that do build it like this, it also crumbles that quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a solid foundation. So thank you so much, Michael. This is one of those calls where I'm going to have in our library, especially when somebody feels discouraged or somebody feels like, what's going on? I started off strong. Why is this happening to me? Why am I losing rank? This and that. Like, this is going to be one of those calls where I'm definitely going to refer people to, like, hey, just do me a favor. Listen to this, because people need to hear it. I told you this when you did the live video in the inner circle. I was like, oh my gosh, like, people need to hear you. So, and then I have a comment where it says, Alice says, this is the moment to build relationships and show up. That's right. And that's what we're focusing on. You know what? People are not focusing on their health, and I get it. But you know what? We want them to focus on how we're showing up. We're showing up. Right. We lead by example. And when they're ready, you know who they're going to call? The person that was on their social media, consistent with their journey.
Right. And I would say that it's always that moment, not just now. It's always that moment to show up, to build relationships, to be consistent, and to just know that that's why you're doing this. Like, that no matter what, no matter who's there or who's not there, they say that success is about what people what people don't see. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like, they're not seeing it. They don't see me in there working. I mean, they see my pictures afterwards, but it's like, I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because it's important to me, because I know there are people who count on me, because I made a commitment to myself. And as long as I'm true to that and I stay focused on that, mm-hmm. It doesn't matter all this other noise in the background, like what everybody else is doing. Who cares? It's like, I'm doing what I need to do. And the people who are hip to that vibe, who come on and join, then great, but you can't control other people. All you can do is do the best that you can, and if you really, and that's a hard question. That's something that you really need to look at, because oftentimes we're not. If we like to complain, but when you really look at it and you look at that list that I created, it's like, well, you know what? I'm actually not doing half that stuff, and then you say, oh well, no wonder, right? So if before you start complaining and saying it's not working, you need to wonder, well, could I be doing more?
Right. That's good. Awesome. Thank you so much. Kari says, thank you so much. Definitely committed to recommit. It's never too late. Thank you once again. Needed this. Lavanda.
Awesome. Thank you so much for asking me to do this. I'll be happy to come to you guys again.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.